Well, Edward Ahmed Mitchell is the Deputy Director of the Council on American Islamic Relations, the US's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organisation. He joins us now from Washington, D.C. Thank you for being with us. I just want to start with, what does this do for US relations with anyone expressing any sort of support for the people of Palestine?
Let's be very clear. The Trump administration is waging a war on free speech in America. They are very deliberately flouting the First Amendment of the Constitution, which guarantees everyone in America, including immigrants, the right to engage in free speech. They are flouting that amendment and trying to deport any immigrant who criticizes the Israeli government or its genocide in Gaza. It is unacceptable. It's dangerous. And this ruling today could set a very dangerous precedent if it is not ultimately overturned. And I'm still confident that it will be. But I'm sure the Trump administration is happy about this ruling. It is a victory for them, but it's not the end of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, it isn't the end of the fight, but it isn't the end of the fight in terms of Mahmoud Khalil either. So he has until April the 23rd to appeal. But as you said, anyone who criticises anything in America now, potentially if this case goes ahead and he is deported, that's, as you called it, dangerous, you feel?
Absolutely. I mean, the precedent it sets is that the government can, without any evidence whatsoever, say that you and your views pose a difficulty for American foreign policy. And no matter how long you've been here, 20 years, 30 years, no matter how much family you have, you can be deported. That is just unacceptable. It's untenable. That's why the federal court case that's ongoing in New Jersey is so important, because that case is looking at the constitutional issues, whether or not the government can even detain and deport him for this on this basis at all. The Louisiana immigration judge was only looking at the immigration issue, whether or not immigration law currently as it stands allows the government to do this. So this case is far from over. No one should be depressed about this who cares about free speech. There is still a fight to be had. And I am confident that Mahmoud Khalil will, God willing, ultimately prevail. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take everyone raising their voices, and it's going to take an effort to defend all the other students who are in danger as well.
Yeah, and as you say, this could affect other students and anybody who attends or organises any kind of protest. But how can it be the case then legally that a green card holder in the US could potentially be deported despite the fact that they have no legal criminal allegations or convictions against them?
That is what is so ludicrous about the government's actions. When you are a lawful permanent resident, you have pretty much most of the rights and duties of an American citizen, except for basic fundamental things like the right to vote, etc. Lawful permanent residents are almost never, ever deported unless they've committed a serious crime, immigration fraud, or some other violation of law. The government is just saying that if you are an immigrant of any legal status whatsoever and you are saying something the government dislikes regarding foreign policy, they can kick you out. That means that any president could target anyone who's expressed support for Ukraine, for Palestine. You could even have the other way around, a pro-Israel immigrant being deported. So it sets a precedent that is dangerous for everyone in America, and that is what's so horrible about this. Now, the administration is citing a law. There is a law on the books that in theory allows them to do this, but this law is ancient from the 1950s. It's never been used to deport anyone. And ironically, it was briefly ruled unconstitutional 20 years ago by Donald Trump's sister, who was a federal judge at the time. So it's a bad law in itself, but it's also being enforced in an unconstitutional way by the administration.
OK, and as you say, there is a way to go with this. So we will follow developments and see what happens. For now, Edward Ahmed Mitchell, thank you very much indeed for your time and your